So you want to build your dream house, right? You bought the land, you've even drawn the building plan, and also have your builders have started mixing cement. But now, have you gotten your building approval? Do you think it's all about buying and starting foundation? No. Well, we're talking about building approval. So why do you need a building approval? Because this is Nigeria. You can't just wake up one morning and choose to build anyway. No, it doesn't work that way. And I'm serious. So before that first block touches the ground, let's talk about why building approval is not just important, it's critical. Building approval is that official permission granted from the government or town planning authority that says, yes, your building design is acceptable and you are allowed to construct it on this land. So think of it like this. You don't just walk into someone's house and start rearranging their furniture, right? Yes, you don't do that. So it's same as government. The land you bought is under government regulation. And before you build, you will need their go-ahead order. It's not a suggestion, it's a legal requirement. Now, why exactly do you need building approval? One, to ensure you're building in a safe and legal location. Let me ask you a question. Would you build a mansion in the middle of a swamp just because it's cheap? Of course not, you wouldn't do that. But believe it or not, people are doing exactly that. And of course, they are paying the price. So, what does safe and legal location really mean? It means that your land must be both physically and legally suitable for the kind of building you want to construct. Some land look okay during dry season, but turns into a swimming pool during rainy season. And of course, nobody wants house that turns into a fish pond. Is it a flood zone? Is your soil strong enough to carry a building? Is the land near an erosion prone area? Is it directly under a high tension power line? You see, building approval forces the government to inspect the land and verify its safety. If your land fails, they will tell you early enough before you waste money on foundation. Also, not all land is available for private use. Some is already marked for government infrastructure like road, schools, drainage, and also for pipeline corridors, buffer zones around power lines, and reserve green areas. If you build in any of these places, it doesn't matter how beautiful the house is, it can be marked for demolition without compensation. You see, building approval helps you avoid this because your document will be reviewed, and if there's any legal restriction, it will be flagged during the process. Two, to avoid demolition or government sanction. Have you passed by a building before and see that big red X on the wall? The one that will even make you ask, who government offend like this? That X you're seeing, that big one, it doesn't mean an extra love. It means that that building is in trouble. So why does the government demolish buildings? Because they were built without proper approval or they violated the planning laws. But here's the worst part. Even if your building is solid and beautiful, it can be brought down if it's illegal. Let that sink. A well built, expensive, modern house can be demolished. Three, no access infrastructure and amenities. Now, imagine this. You just finished building this lovely, solid mansion, and you even put a jacuzzi that you've not used yet. The kitchen tiles are shining. Everything is looking very, very well, like a real estate ad from Dubai. But guess what? There is no access road, no electricity, no water, no drainage. So your beautiful home is now a trapped mansion in the middle of nowhere. Why? Because you didn't get the building approval. So I ask, what's the link between government approval and infrastructure? When you get building approval, the government officially recognizes the structure and its location. That means it gets recorded in the town planning database. It can be included in the urban development plans, and you qualify for public infrastructure development. Think of it like this: you can't be part of a system you didn't register for. Your estate or community might be scheduled for road construction. If your building was not approved, obviously you'll be skipped. They will pave up to your neighbor's house and leave your section as red sand. And you'll be there shouting, we are paying tax, so we are paying tax. Next thing you hear is you're not even on the record. And also, if you want your property to be officially connected to the grid, you have to provide your documentation, and it includes your approved building plan. Without it, you're stuck with generator and solar forever. So you see, getting a building approval is not just about avoiding trouble. It also allows you to access the little things that makes life very easy. Because a beautiful house that does not have an access road and basic amenities is just a fancy prison. So what happens if you don't get approved? It can be shut down. Town planning authorities can come and stop construction immediately. Two, you may face fines or court action. Yes, you can equally be sued for it. Three, you actually risk full or partial demolition, even if you spent millions on it. Four, you will struggle to get other documents later, like certificate of occupancy, that is CFO, or governor's consent. So bottom line, it can cost you your time, your money, or even the entire building. Let me break down the approval process. One, design your building plan. Hire a qualified architect to design your building according to building regulations. Two, submit your plan to the local authority. Go to your state physical planning or development control office. For example, Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. Three, provide required documents. You will need a copy of your registered survey plan, land ownership documents, the deed of assignments and receipts, architectural and structural drawing, soil test report for a larger building, application form. Four, pay the required fees. The amount depends on the size and location of your building. This includes assessment fees, stamp duties, and many more. Five, inspection and approval. The authority may inspect your land before granting any approval. So once it is approved, you will receive a stamped building plan, and now you can build legally with no wahala. But let's talk about some mistakes people make. Building without approval. Some people will just buy land and immediately they will start building without an approval. That's a very big risk. Another one is using fake or unregistered documents. Don't cut corners. It will only lead to future legal battles, which you might not even win. Use a qualified architect and engineer, not your uncle that knows how to draw. Remember, wrong drawing can make them reject your building approval, and equally can land you to trouble. That reminds me, I once heard of a man that built a three-story apartment in Lagos without a building approval. He rented it out. Years later, the government sealed and evicted everyone. Why? Because the building encroached on government land. No approval, no mercy. Government will even pity you. Another person built a house close to the road, no setback. So government had to demolish the front. Now he had to start building from the scratch again. These are real stories with very expensive lessons. So before you build, get your building approval, work with professionals, and follow the legal process. Truth be told, it takes time, but it's worth it. It gives you peace of mind and protects your investment. So let me know in the comment section, have you had someone with such case? And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye for now.